Today I want to talk about something that's bound to get a bunch of heated opinions from all sides: overpriced smartwatches and why luxury tech is not worth it in 2024. It is 1:23 p.m. Let's get down to business. Alright, so in my years as an internet orologist, I've come across many different standpoints when it comes to smartwatches. Now, I personally have been very vocal about my disdain and hatred for the dastardly Apple Watch, but I will admit, I also do dual wield. I have one wrist dedicated to, a conventional wristwatch. This is my right wrist because I am left-hand dominant. And on my left wrist, I wear what is called a Whoop strap. Okay, so this is not an advertisement for Whoop, but I've been wearing their products pretty much since the pandemic. This does skin temperature, it does blood ox, it does respiratory rate, it tracks my sleep, it tracks, all the various fitness functions, and it's just something very nice to have on the wrist, and it's very kind of slim and sleek, and it goes under the cuff very, very easily. I also know a bunch of watch collectors who dual wield when it comes to a conventional wristwatch and something like an Apple Watch. They just really enjoy having that functionality on their wrist, being able to take phone calls, text messages, emails, various social media applications, all right there on their wrist. But today I want to focus on something a little bit different than your typical Apple Watch or Garmin or Samsung. I want to talk about the luxury brands who've been dipping their toes into the tech space. Is it really worth shelling out thousands and thousands of dollars on a tech item that's probably going to be obsolete in a matter of months? Let's find out. First, we're going to be talking about a product from Hublot. Now, I always make the joke, Hublot your money away when you buy a Hublot. And I think it's even worse when you buy the Hublo Big Bang E. That's right, they made a smartwatch. No one's ever heard of it, but it costs over $5,000. Now, you can get it with a ceramic or a titanium case, and ooh, that's very luxurious, and ooh, it looks like a Hublo Big Bang, and I guess technically it is. But underneath all the luxury branding and the high-end materials, it's just a very, very basic Wear OS smartwatch. And with technology like that advancing at light speed, you're essentially paying thousands of dollars for a soon-to-be outdated gadget that has Hublot branding. And you know what's crazy? You're probably going to have a better return on investment buying an actual Big Bang, which is like a mind-blowing thing. I am defending a Hublo Big Bang right now. Buy a Big Bang instead of a Big Bang E smartwatch. Next up, something from TAG Heuer. Man, we're talking about all my favorite brands today. TAG Heuer Connected Smartwatch. Alright, so this piece isn't nearly as pricey as Hublot's $5,600 Big Bang E, but this, their most recent TAG Heuer Connected is, I think, just over $2,000. It's right around $2,000. And here's the thing, the stuff this TAG Heuer Connected watch does, you can find in like a Fitbit for a fraction of the price. This also does have titanium components, which I guess, it's cool to say, ooh, my smartwatch has titanium on it, I guess. But I just don't understand paying $2,000 for a gadget like this, when again, you could just get a Fitbit for like a couple hundred. Next up, another obscure piece of tech from a luxury brand who's probably one of the most recognizable ever, Louis Vuitton, the Tambour Horizon Light Up. Now this is priced at 3,500 buckaroos. This is not a cheap item. And yes, it's very Louis Vuitton. Look, it says Louis Vuitton. It's an LV! But instead of a handbag or something that you could unload if you wanted to, something that you could actually sell later on, this is something that is pretty much designed to be obsolete in a few months. The Louis Vuitton name just does not justify a $3,500 very basic piece of tech. So okay, we've complained about Louis Vuitton, Hublot, TAG Heuer, and the truth is, Louis Vuitton, I don't really care about them. They're not like a watchmaker, so I don't really focus on them at all. But Hublot and TAG Heuer, those are watchmakers who I've complained about pretty much since the start of this channel. I just don't really respect them or the products they produce. And I think they've done shady things, being a little bit inconsistent and a little bit untruthful about their products. And I've made numerous episodes talking about that. But the next brand that I'm going to be talking about, the next watchmaker, I'm very, very fond of. And, for my early viewers, you will know that I used to do all of my episodes waving around this pen. It's because I was trying to put a spell on you. Subscribe to the Time Teller channel. It's because I didn't know what to do with my hands when I was filming. And I would have literally a notebook in front of me so I could kind of hit the bullet points that I was trying to hit during the episodes. And I had to have something in my hands, and it was kind of a comfort thing. Well, this is a pen from Mont Blanc. And I also really like their watches. And so this is a luxury brand who I am quite fond of. Unfortunately, their Mont Blanc Summit, I think more specifically the Summit 3, I think is what they're on. It's a $1,300 smartwatch that has not sold well at all. It has some nice design elements. It's not like superbly ugly, but for that price, $1,300, there's a slew of other smartwatches with better tech and better functionality that I would choose from. Like, I'm not a tech channel, but for $1,300, that watch is just, it's not worth it, unfortunately. Moving on to yet another watchmaker who I'm very fond of, Breitling. I own a Navitimer. Unfortunately, their Exospace B55 connected watch, $6,800, dude. And here's the thing, it looks nice. It looks like a Breitling. Unfortunately, all the tech that you will be using on that watch corresponds with your phone. You need to have your phone. The watch by itself is pretty much just a time-telling device, and for that reason, $6,800, dude, just get an Apple Watch. So there you have it. I mean, we pretty much went over the 5 most overpriced luxury smartwatches of 2024. You guys should not be even considering any of these, but if you were, hopefully this episode steered you to the right direction. Just get something from Garmin or Apple or Samsung. It's crazy that I'm even defending those smartwatches because I'm not even a fan of those, but if you want something on your wrist that actually has functionality, do not spend the multiple thousands of dollars for any of the products I just mentioned today on this list. Again, technology is rapidly evolving. They purposefully design these things. It's like planned obsolescence. There's actually a term for it. And the truth is, they make it so that we will eventually have to buy phones every so often. They want us to cycle up every year. And with your smartwatches, that's the same thing. And your Apple Watch, you'll have to upgrade that and replace that once it inevitably stops charging properly and the apps don't work with that OS and blah, 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 blah. So if you're going to dip your feet into the smartwatch game, do not throw your money away with these smartwatches that are overpriced to begin with. But what do you think? Are you interested in any of these luxury smartwatches? Do you have an Apple Watch? Who's kind of buying these really weird Louis Vuitton smartwatches? Leave me a comment. Try to teach me, because I learn from you just as much as you learn from me. I will catch you on the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. Always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.